Hello, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to part 4 of the body image series. Today we're talking and ending the series on self-esteem. How much of our self-esteem is based on our physical body? It's a big one.
It is.
What I want to start with is self-esteem is variable. There are different parts of it. So if you were to think of it as a big topic, self-esteem, then there's body, there's confidence,
Right.
the more intrinsic bits of it, education, knowledge, ability to converse. There's a whole bunch of streams that can then further be broken down. So it's a huge one, but it's not stagnant. So if I have high self-esteem today, doesn't mean I'm going to have high self-esteem every day.
Right. Or about everything.
Or about everything,
Right.
Exactly. I could be, with my authentic factor job, speaking in a crowd about what I speak about and have full confidence and self-esteem around that, and I do. But if you're going to ever come to one of my talks, do not do this to me. Ask me a math question. Oh my God, that self-esteem is going to go whoop. Because I need a freaking damn calculator.
Yes.
And we're like, what is that again?
Yes.
Self-esteem is variable, and it's not always stagnant, and you'll have peaks of high self-esteem, peaks of low self-esteem. They're based on mood, levels of confidence, all of these.
Right.
But the question is, does your body drive your self-esteem?
Exactly. So is physicality, have we defined self-esteem around our physicality? Which it's not. The right self-esteem is not entirely.
The right answer, the should-be answer,
right,
is what you just said. But the question is, do we do that?
Right. Do we do it? And so if we're looking at self-esteem as a body image thing, so for example, if I have self-esteem issues in relation to my body, but does that mean then that my self-esteem plays into how I feel I conduct myself in my work or the things that I know, right?
Right.
And so on some days it does. Sadly, it does. And on other days, it's like, well, irrespective of what my body looks like, go me.
Yeah.
Right? I have the self-esteem in what I'm capable of doing.
Right. And I think when it comes with body image issues, body shaming, aesthetics, everything we've talked about, and why we've chosen to end with self-esteem is the sad part is, like you said, our self-esteem is so driven by the external. Body issues, how we look, our hair. I mean, culturally, long hair is the thing for women.
Yes.
Right? Like you rarely see, I mean, it's changing, yeah. And the cool chicks are doing it with the short hair.
Right.
And,
the pixie cuts and the became a thing.
But traditional beauty is women with long hair, right? And so then when women lose hair from cancer or natural hair loss, the self-esteem takes a beating. So why is our self-esteem locked in here, in here, in here, in here, in here, when it's so, it should horrible words, but should be intrinsic, and we should be encouraging it to be nurtured in there, and so that it reflects outward.
Exactly. But so the definition of self-esteem hasn't changed from a dictionary perspective,
right?
But we have in our dialogue, in our perceptions and judgments. So
yeah, I think it's the age old, right? Like it's been there for the longest time, and then with respects to women more so than men, right? But ending the episode is really talking about how do we change it, right? Like these conversations have been had a million times over. We all know at some level,
right,
what is right and what is wrong,
right,
and what it should be like for our kids or the future generations.
Yeah.
But obviously what we're doing to change it isn't working. So then we have to change, we have to change the way we're thinking about it or the way we're approaching it.
Right.
Like Albert Einstein says, you can't change the problem, right? Like you can't come up with a solution if you go in with the same thinking of the solution, something along that line.
Right.
And it's likewise with the self-esteem and where it's stemming from. So how do we change it? How do we have, and more than dialogue, action?
Oh, exactly. What are the tools?
Like, this is
that
a
we
conversation that has been had so much. What are the things we can do to actually change it? Like, I want to know how can I, what can I do for my 7-year-old to encourage healthy self-esteem intrinsically versus just outwardly?
Right.
And we've talked over the period of the series how she suffered. Like, as not talked over, but we've mentioned it.
Right. And so then, but even further, the 7-year-old, the 17-year-old, how do we change their dialogue about self-esteem? What tools are we giving them so that there is less mental health issues? We reduce the rates of bullying and suicide based on how they see themselves. And for the adults who have carried this crutch of low self-esteem
all their life.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I've always said, and I say this to myself, there's a statute of limitation on how long I could use this to be the reason why things don't happen in my life.
Right.
Right? And so what are you doing? I want to know,
yeah.
What are you doing to build your self-esteem on a regular basis? Is it a practice? Is it a conversation? Is it mirror work? Is it books that you're reading?
Right.
I want to know.
And I almost think more than having a dialogue, what's the action we can take collectively? Because this is not my problem. It's not just your problem.
No.
It's not just women, men too. How can we collectively change this? And change, because it's obviously not working. If we still all have self-esteem issues, what we're doing isn't bloody damn working.
Right. So and we're just camouflaging it with something else.
Yeah. Like what can we do collectively to change it? Like, action-wise. Yeah. And I want to hear from you guys. I really want to know what's the pulse of what you think. I mean, is it as big as an issue? Maybe it is to you.
Right.
I know that's not true. Everybody has, at some point, faced this. Like we talked about it before. So collectively, what do we do? And I think there's almost a what's the word? Revolution?
Yeah.
That needs to happen to change it.
Yes. Yes. We need to protest against low self-esteem.
Right. Yeah. Yay!
Yay!
So comment, share. Thank you so much for everybody that has chimed in over the series. We really appreciate it. We understand more so than you can even think how sensitive of a topic this is.
Yes.
So thank you. We did it in a 4-part series, so there's more to talk about. So the conversation's ongoing. We really appreciate your feedback and we want to hear more of it. Thank you so much. And thank you to our sponsors for the entire series, The Croc Company and Authentic Factor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For everything. And love and light to our audience. Thank you so much.
You too. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.